pruning trees. Why? What for? What is the purpose? In every pruning book you ever read, and I urge you to read much, on your craft that you're getting into, read about it. Why? Why? What's the point? Why should I prune this tree? What is the purpose? Well, the age-old story, disease, deadwood, and crossover branches. We've all heard the story. We've all heard it, friends. Yeah, sure. That absolutely. That is a maintenance style when I look at a tree. But there's also other aspects. When a tree is young, you need to create scaffolding branches. You need to create its journey for it. In the beginning, I'm talking. Every tree has a habit. No matter what you do to that tree, it's going to go back to that straight. That's why topping is brutal. Topping is needed in certain areas, view enhancement, hazardous tree tops, reduction. There is heading cuts, pollarding, drop crotching, all these terms we hear and read about through the years as young tree men. They all have, crown reduction, thinning. They are different things. They mean different things. In a straight up spar tree or column, much different than a spreaded out crown. A totally different ordeal. So friends, this morning, you all know this tree. We did a little program on it last year. I think I pruned one branch, but do you see what it's doing? This is all fresh growth, but this tree was a beautiful crowned mushroom, and that is its habit. It grows, it has a crown, it's multi, scaffold. It has beautiful architecture when you can see in it. It just does. It's very nice and balanced. You see? It does. It has no stub cuts. It's been cleaned. But here we are with fresh growth. You see where I'm coming from? You see this here? See this new action that's kind of growing up? Here, look at this. This is literally fresh growth. Look at this one. Look at this limb right here. This is new from this year. Look at it. It originates down here, right there. This one is new. It originates right there. Look, you can see the color change. See, right where my thumb is? Just underneath my thumb is the change from old wood to new wood. It's about 8 inches of new wood. Okay, here it is again. Here's one growing straight up. And it looks dry. It's probably even being a little bit burnt maybe. Fresh wood, there's some more there. You see that? So, you have options. You have options. We've also done pruning on our Atlas cedar out in the field. This is a beautiful specimen, friends. I mean beautiful. It's healthy, it gets water, sun, it has some shade here in midday, which is nice. It gets all gamut. This thing's in shade right now in the morning, as you can see. East is here for us, right? Comes up, southern exposure all day in here, and she sets off in the west. There's our big firs, neighbor's firs there in the middle, tree line. So glad they didn't cut those down. That's my fir back there. There's my little tree that was topped when I moved here. My maples are out back, which keep us cool and hold our bank together out the back. Over the last few years, we've received gifts I call volunteers. So this action here, what is that? Okay, that's a pruning I did. Okay, good. So our sun comes up, boom, right there. And guess what? It shoots on our deck in the morning. And usually what I would do is keep like a hole here so that when it popped up, it would shoot in on our deck. Here's our back. You see this, friends? We are on a bank. Like this is a bank. So I leave all these maples to hold our bank together. Bank stability. That's why these have all been topped. I don't want these great big large trees growing over top of my house. So we keep that. So there's kind of a method to everything that's on the property tree-wise. It's not just, I feel like cutting something, I'm gonna go start whacking at stuff. That is 180 degrees of what tree pruning should be. A lot of people see me as a logger. I am that. But morally, I am a tree man. And I actually know about trees, friends, not just undercuts and back cuts. If you go back into the channel, I ran a top-notch tree service in this town, Nanaimo, British Columbia, for many, many years. And we were known for saving. My theme, it was right on my business card, is keeping it green. Buck and Billy Ray, keeping it green. And then one week I'd be changing the face of the planet up on a hillside doing production falling. The next week I'd be downtown primping up roses and maples and doctoring up these big monstrous fir trees, thinning and so I'm well versed in the gig. And as a matter of fact, and you arborists out there, the smart ones, would know that old Buck and Billy Ray does understand crown tree pruning. You just don't see me do it because we don't have a lot of them. I think I've got some old footage, friends, in a hard drive somewhere of a beautiful oak tree down the way that split in a horrible snow we had, and it would have been saved out if it had been cable embraced, and it wasn't. So I went in and did a major repair cable embracing job. It's actually time to go down and probably repair that and change it. But friends, it was massive oak, massive. I had my bucket truck at that time, and there was another tree guy. Actually, he probably, if he's watching, you'll know who, Jeff, buddy, you lived on the property, and I think you were just starting your tree career at that time. And I think Jeff saw this huge pile of prunings on the ground, but he looked at the tree and goes, well, where did that come from? Friends, that is the biggest compliment a tree man can get, is after he leaves a tree and there's a huge pile of foliage on the ground, and the homeowner, whoever, goes, well, what did he do? It doesn't even look. Remember, that is the biggest compliment you can get. I find a lot of arborists take too much. I do. Maybe they're creating work for themselves down the road. I don't know. I'm about the tree. I don't want to go back in that tree for a long time, maybe 10 years. You know, none of this, you know what I'm saying, friends? So I have a long history in the game. My arm's getting tired. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to show you something that we did last night, and I'm going to revert back to it because it's still in the phone. Friends, I love you. Thanks for watching. I am going to do a series. I don't know if it's going to be called Tree Talk. I don't know. But this YouTube channel has changed my life drastically. And I'm good at certain things, and I will stick to those things. What's that, babe? I would love to have one if you were on the road to it. Thank you. See, there's my beautiful wife inside the house asking me if I want a coffee. I've already had a coffee, but she knows I like my second one. It's wonderful. Friends, I'm behind right now. This is a ramble video. I'm behind, and you know what I'm behind on? This. And I do not like that. But you know what? I have enough wood for this season. I just do. There's probably 3 cords there, and there's easily 3 cords here. So there's my season right there. 6 cord of seasoned wood. I'm done. I'm good for the winter. I'm not worried about it. But you know who isn't? It's Brian. We've ordered wood from the same gentleman, and I don't know, buddy, if you, I'm not going to mention your name, but if you're out there, buddy, and you're watching this, or your son's watching this video, how you doing, young fella? Please communicate with me and let me know if you do have the firewood for Brian, because if you don't, I need to make a change quickly. Friends, he came through. Yeah, he had a couple orders in the same area. He thought he'd gotten it, and he hadn't. So I phoned him. Brandon, brother, just thanks. He was just like, Buckin, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, remember, Brian? He goes, I'll be there tomorrow. And he was freaking there tomorrow. So Brian has a load. Remember that, friends? I had some in the yard. It was those telephone poles, the fir with no bark. You guys remember me doing it? I'm going to fire up that Easton-made splitter very soon when the heat kind of settles a little. And we're going to go take care of Brian, friends. Brandon and your boy, thanks. For Brian, he needs his wood. He's an older gentleman, and you all know who he is, and I look after him out there because he looked after me, and when I was smashed up, he came to my bedside and asked if my family needed help. So he will no longer ever spend any money with me, ever, anywhere, on anything. He's being looked after with his heat, as long as God's willing to let me do it. Now, let's go. See, here's our, we're good. We got some maple from Rob. Rob, I want to thank you again from the graveyard. Brother Rob, I appreciate you. So we're good. We are. But I usually like being 2 years ahead, and I'm not. So Root Rot Ronnie, if you're watching, you and your beautiful wife, I'm going to be over attacking that fir down, the blowdown. I'll be at that. Now, friends, I pruned a tree here last night, as a matter of fact. Here's the perfect opportunity to explain what's going on here. Friends, when you are going to prune trees in the hot summer, you know, suckers can be, like if you're doing fruit trees, they can be pruned at any time. I'm talking suckers, small wounds. You don't want to start opening up wounds like this in the summer. You just don't. It's not a good idea, especially if the sun, you're going to cut a wound like this, schlank, and open a fresh wound in southern exposure. It is a bad idea. You ready? Okay, coming. Thanks, babe. Just showing this tree. So we pruned this tree last night because its symmetry was bothering me. It had a big, well, you can see it. You saw this last night, okay? There it is there. This codom action, which I'm fine with. This is species, this house does this. But it was these two leaders right here, these two guys were just splaying way out. And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to this tree right now to straighten it out, because it is getting a little bit goofy. And I just doctored it up. I was gonna take a bigger wound. I still may, but I don't wanna open up that wound right there. Southern exposure is not great because it'll burn wounds. Even though, if you look closely, it's behind the stem and behind foliage, but it still will cook. It still will cook. I'm going for my second coffee right now with my wife, friends. I truly hope you're feeling good mentally, physically, and spiritually. I have been down so low in my life, and I'm sure you have too. How do we know? How do we know peace without the opposite? How do we know freedom if we don't know confines? How do we know black if we don't know white? How do we know hot if we don't know cold? They don't exist with one another, without one another. You see what I'm saying? So with pain comes comfort. So right now, friends, I always feel like this when I get the sun on my body, my joints, I don't feel bad. I'm down 20 pounds, friends. I'm down 20 pounds. I was 205 pounds when I started this, just eating better. I have done no extra exercise, friends. None. Zero. Zero. Nothing. 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 Food. I'm going for coffee. Now, so we're going to talk about this maple. I'm going for coffee right now, but we're going to talk about that. You can see it. See what it's doing? See those little... I'm going to wait a little bit and see what comes of that. See if they droop over. But I believe I will be snipping those out and maintaining a nice... We'll see. It's fresh growth, right? It just makes things sturdier if you open small wounds. Okay, that's that. Coffee time, back deck. I got a lot on the go right now, friends. Oh, oh, you see, this is what we have here. Morning. Coffee time. Is it in the house, babe?
Yes, it's from the dishwasher.
Thank you. There's my coffee. Do my thing. I want to share something with you, friends. We planted this tree quite some time ago. I call them an Atlas cedar. There's the Atlas and the Deodora. They are brothers, sisters, whatever you want to talk about. They are, in my opinion, the Deodora has a better habit of growth. These are, they're both susceptible to breaking snow load. We've had the bucks in here scrubbing them up. They've healed on their own. You see these big cat's faces, I call them. The bucks, the deer come in and rub their antlers. A real bad one here. Trees are resilient. So when you see guys hooking up trees, don't lose your canachas, because especially in British Columbia with thick bark trees, these aren't necessarily a thick bark tree until they get older. They get a really coarse, hard, scaly, they get tough, real tough. But anyways, friends, if you plant a tree, I hope that bunny comes and looks after his kids here. When you plant a tree, you have a period of time where you set the scaffolding. What's that? Oh, a dove. You set your scaffolding branches. You train the tree. You pick its leaders. This thing's haywire, and I've seen a few around town. They're just, if left untouched in the beginning, there's an opportunity to create structure in the beginning, right? Scaffolding branches, it's called. That's what I call it, the main scaffold. This tree has symmetry. Look, see? Boom, boom. But, you know, this upgrowing thing, it's kind of their habit. I'm not huge on it. But that's not the issue. It's actually a fairly nice tree. The issue I'm seeing is here. It is in here. I mean, this is their habit, don't get me wrong, but look at that right there. I'm going to zoom in on that crotch right there. Look at the included bark already. See that? That is an unhealthy crotch. Oh, there's ants in it. That is included bark. It's not a healthy crotch. You let that grow, this will load up in snow and bust out of there, which it's natural pruning. It's not going to kill the tree, but here's my point. It doesn't need to be there. Look at it. Look at that. It's got like this, I don't know, I just, and it's one-sided. Look what happens. This side is kind of, you know, that's just the way the tree grew. Nothing broke off this backside. It didn't break. You see? This is just the way this tree grew. And believe it or not, friends, the sun is setting over there. So southern exposure is here. Gosh, it's a beautiful night, friends. It is a beautiful night. Those rabbits, I hope they're okay. So I may run out of battery, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I am going to prune this tree, but I'm not going to prune it now. Do you know why? Can anybody answer me why? I'll tell you why. Sun scald. It is rip-roaring freaking hot out right now. And because the wound, well, mind you, it won't be bad, because actually, now that I think about it, the sun will be kind of out here and back here. It will get a little bit of afternoon sun because the wound will be this way. So actually, quite honestly, that won't be that bad. I'm thinking, seriously, friends, I'm thinking about taking both of those out, but I'm not going to. I'm actually not going to. I think what I'm going to do is take that piece with the included bark out of there. These crotches are interesting. There's too many crotches there right now. You know what I mean? So, it's just, there's too much going on. But this central leader I like. I like this one that grows here and grows right up there. I do like that central leader. Let's go back a bit to give you guys an idea of what's going on. Yeah, you see those? Here, let me get into the light where you can see it. You see what I'm saying? Look at those leaders. Those are the terminal rolls. They're fighting to be terminal, right? That is their habit, these trees. I don't like it. I'm going to fix it, actually. I am going to. How I'm going to do it, I'm not sure. I got my pole pruner here. I'm going to take a good look at this thing, and we're gonna do it together. I mean, yes, I could leave it. I could, but I sure ain't gonna hurt it. It's not a great time for big pruning, but I am gonna do this. Actually, I'm gonna do it because I know that the sun is on the back side. And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to this tree right now to straighten it out, because it is getting a little bit goofy on me. It's starting to grow now too. Let's get you guys in the light so you can actually see the structure and the prune that I'm gonna do. You can kind of see the whole tree there a bit. See that? You see? So this here is central, right there. To me, that is your central leader, that guy right there. It's beautiful. See, it comes straight down off of that, shaklank, and up she goes. Now, this here, I could maybe do something. I don't want to create any topping wounds, you know, but this I think I could, I've got to take one out. I may shorten this leader and take this one right out. I'm not sure. I'm going to go take a closer look at it right now. Or to be very honest, I could take, but I don't like that idea, taking that out and leaving that exposed to the weather like that. I don't want to do that. If I take this guy, if I go after this character here, the wound will be facing southern exposure in sun scald, and it will leave this with that big kind of a wound right there, accessible to maybe peel and break out worse. I don't like that. I think what I'm going to do is take small pieces and work my way in. Actually, I'm not even going to double question myself here. Actually, this is gone. I'm taking it out of here. It does not need to be here. And I will turn these two into a codon central for now until it gets full and thick. I mean, I could easily, friends, I could just go like this. I could just go snip, right? See this though? See this thing here? That's coming from the central leader, you see? And now I could go like, but it's just gonna make it thick. See? This I think I'll leave, to be honest. You see what that did already? But it's still too heavy. You know, another thing I could do, friends, to be very honest with you, I could lose this sucker altogether right there at this main crotch. And it's not a horrible idea. It's not. But you know what I'm gonna do? I just figured it out, friends. Let's do this just to get it. There we go. So you see what just happened, friends? Look at that tree. Look what just happened to that tree. Talk to me about that for a minute. So the only reason I go in piece by piece is because if you take it all at once, it's gone. Look what just happened to that tree. Now, the only reason I kind of don't like that style of pruning is because now, and it's actually not bad. I'll be quite frank, it's not. We have to stay in the light. You guys need to stay here and see the pruning go on. Okay, so there it is. That actually really changed that tree. And all it is, friends, is that. Two little cuts done in the proper positioning. Now we haven't opened up big wounds. Look at that tree. Look at it now. It's got great symmetry. Great symmetry. Now, I could leave this for now. And you know, another nice thing about this is the wounds are on the back side and covered by foliage. Very nice, actually. Very nice. Let's, let me actually redo this here. Let's get in here. Get a good hold of this, make this a tighter prune. Here we go. I'll lose this. Let's get this. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. So this actually isn't bad. Yeah, it's pretty good, really. I'm going to leave this now. I could take, because there's actually a bit of foliage here, I'm just going to go in and do a couple thinning cuts. Excuse me. See how that's starting to loosen up there? Just a little bit thick in this area, but that's okay. I just shortened those two leaders. They'll grow. This will become the main leader going out this way. This will fall into place. This is all turning out quite nice actually now that I think about it, friends. That's why I go in piece by piece. Oh yeah, you guys got to come and see this. You need to see it from this side, friends. No joke. I'm actually glad I did that in this case. My only option was to take another. You see what I done? So there's nothing really wrong with that. Look at symmetry. It's there. It's just a little thicker in here than I like, but it's okay. It's a freaking tree. Sabi wasabi, right? Perfectly imperfect. Wabi wabi sabi, whatever you say, however that word is. Okay, but look at it from back here. This has been bugging me for a while, this tree. You see? It's very nice. Look at that. Very nice symmetry. Okay, sorry friends. Hey, here it is from the backside. I'm not gonna get into shaping and pruning these leaves, or these leaders, pardon me. That's the style of the tree. It was the central codominant pattern I didn't like in here. Now it has a central leader and away it grows. I could do something in there at some point, right in here. You see? But now it's not big wispy. It's not going to catch. The beautiful thing about these trees, friends, is this wispy, neat foliage. It just is. The Himalayan cedars are beautiful. So, you know what? I'm going to leave that codominant top there. I am not opening up a freaking wound. Hang on, let me get to it. Right there. I'm not doing that. That's not gonna be I'm not taking one of those. That's the main crotch of the tree. If I take that out, what would happen if I took that, friends? If I decided to take that right out and leave this as a central leader, there would be a massive hole right there. It would just look ridiculous. It has foliage on the other side to counterbalance it. I'm leaving it. It's done. That's all I needed to do. I'm actually happy now. There it sits. Much better. It's the Atlas, friends. That's how they grow. But that is much nicer. There it is from all angles. See? Central leader. And we'll see what happens with growth. The less you pin, yeah, see? Actually, friends, that's not too bad in there. Good. I love my trees, and I do enjoy balancing trees out. I do, I love it. I've done it for years and years and years. Gone back and looked at my work and gone like, yeah, we did good on that one. You know what I mean? Like, it worked. Don't take too much. I saw a guy pruning on Instagram. I don't know his name. He was hitting it hard, like hard, like half, doing half cuts, you know, crotches, and he had it in fast motion. Good climber, good spurless guy, but just because pruning says you can do this, and this is, read the tree, friends, read the tree. Think about not just, oh, well, this is proper pruning techniques. Well, a tree needs foliage to live. If it's struggling and showing signs of struggling somehow, maybe don't take a third. You know what I mean? Maybe take less and let it feed. Just how I think. I mean, I sure hope those bunnies are okay. Friends, I'll catch you on the next video. I like my tree cutting. Catch you on the next one. Be kind to one another, friends. Let's go over and see the bun. Let's go over and see Mr. Bun. You guys remember when I had a bun on the channel a couple years back? Oh, there's bees hopping around Bun. You go away, leave Bun. Oh, there he is. I see him. He's right there. Look at him. He's right in the grass. Look at. See, he's just sitting there. A little exposed. I don't really like that. He's breathing. She must have been in there. Poor little guy. I'll leave. Over now. Look at that dead maple over there. Here we go. There she be. I like it, actually. I like it a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm digging it. Big time digging it. Maple over there. Here we go. There she be. I like it, actually. I like it a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm digging it. Big time digging it. Ian, Phil, Elijah, Owen. Friends, trees, basically trees, have given me everything. Friends, I love yous all. Be kind to one another. Thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you learned or enjoyed or saw something you liked. It always helps the videos and the YouTube thing. They enjoy to see that, and so do I, quite frankly. Get good at something. Stick with it. I've found throughout my journey that you're better to be really good at one thing than just okay at a whole bunch of things. I love you, friends. Be kind.